Fletcher Cox's decision to re-sign with the Philadelphia Eagles on a one-year, $10 million deal was a surprise for many, especially since the New York Jets offered him more money. However, for Cox, staying with the only team he's ever played for made more sense. The Eagles have been working to rebuild their roster amid salary, cap constraints, and keeping Cox is a significant move for the team's defense. Despite concerns about his age, Cox had an impressive season in 2022, recording 7 sacks and 43 tackles, along with 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery. He played a key role in the Eagles' defense, which finished second in the NFL for sacks, just 5 short of resetting the record. Cox's performance was reminiscent of his All-Pro season in 2018, when he recorded 10.5 sacks. The Eagles' decision to retain Cox is a positive sign for the team, given the recent departures of several starters in free agency, including Javon Hargrave, T. Jedwards, and Darius Slay. Hargrave's departure opened up the possibility of keeping Cox, and the Eagles jumped at the opportunity to keep the 6-time Pro Bowler on board for at least 1 more season. For Cox, staying with the Eagles is not just about familiarity. It's also about the potential to make another run at a Super Bowl. The Eagles came close in 2022, and with Cox playing a vital role in the team's defense, he believes that they have what it takes to go all the way in 2023. Cox's decision to stay with the Eagles is a testament to his loyalty to the team that drafted him in 2012, and it shows his commitment to helping the Eagles achieve their goals. The Eagles' decision to retain Cox is also a strategic move that could pay dividends down the road. Cox's contract is only for 1 year, which gives the Eagles flexibility in the future. If Cox continues to play at a high level, the team can negotiate a new contract with him. If his performance declines, the Eagles can move on without incurring significant financial losses. In conclusion, Fletcher Cox's decision to re-sign with the Philadelphia Eagles is a significant move for the team's defense. Despite receiving a more lucrative offer from the New York Jets, Cox chose to stay with the only team he's ever played for, citing familiarity and the potential to make another run at a Super Bowl. The Eagles' decision to retain Cox is a strategic move that gives them flexibility in the future. If Cox continues to play at a high level, the team can negotiate a new contract with him. If not, they can move on without incurring significant financial losses. Overall, Cox's decision to stay with the Eagles is a positive sign for the team as they continue to rebuild their roster and strive for another shot at the Super Bowl. The decision of Fletcher Cox to remain with the Philadelphia Eagles for a 12th season is a significant development for the team. Despite being pursued by the New York Jets, Cox chose to stay in Philadelphia on a 1-year, $10 million deal. This is a win for the Eagles, who managed to retain one of their most talented and productive players at a relatively affordable price. Cox has been a dominant force on the Eagles' defensive line for over a decade. He was a first-round pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, and since then, he has become one of the most consistent and reliable players in the league. Over the course of his career, Cox has recorded 486 total tackles, 336 solo tackles, 85 tackles for loss, 15 forced fumbles, 156 quarterback hits, and 65 sacks. These impressive numbers have earned him 6 Pro Bowl selections and 1 first Team All-Pro nod. Last season, Cox was once again a standout performer for the Eagles. He recorded 7 sacks, which was the most he had recorded in a single season since 2018. He also had 43 total tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 14 quarterback hits. Cox played a key role in the Eagles' defense, which finished with the 2nd most sacks in a season in NFL history. The decision of Cox to remain with the Eagles is a sign that he is committed to the team and believes in their potential. The Eagles are coming off a successful 2022 season in which they made it to the NFC Championship game, and they will be looking to build on that success in the coming years. Cox's decision to stay will give the team stability and consistency on the defensive line, which will be crucial in their efforts to maintain their high level of play. The Eagles have undergone significant changes this offseason, with several key players leaving the team in free agency. However, Cox's decision to stay provides a much-needed boost for the team as they look to rebuild and compete in the tough NFC East. The Eagles will also be hoping that some of their young players, such as Georgia defensive tackle Jordan Davis, can step up and make an impact in the upcoming season. In conclusion, the decision of Fletcher Cox to remain with the Philadelphia Eagles for a 12th season is a significant development for the team. Cox is one of the most productive and consistent players on the Eagles roster, and his decision to stay provides the team with stability and continuity on the defensive line. The Eagles will be hoping that Cox can continue to perform at a high level in the upcoming season and help lead the team to success. The Philadelphia Eagles have been busy making moves in the offseason, and the latest news is that they are releasing Pro Bowl cornerback Darius Slay. The decision to release Slay comes one day after the team re-signed fellow cornerback James Bradbury to a 3-year deal worth as much as $38 million. The Eagles are also reportedly keeping veteran defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, who has signed a 1-year deal worth $10 million. Slay, a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, had 1 more year left on his contract with the Eagles. His salary cap hit for the upcoming season would have been $26 million, which is a significant amount for a team that is trying to rebuild. The Eagles had given Slay permission to seek a trade last week, but no deal was made. Slay himself admitted on his podcast that he not only didn't ask for a trade, but he wanted to sign an extension with the Eagles. The Eagles could have signed Slay to an extension, which would have lowered his salary cap hit for this season. However, they were reluctant to add guaranteed years beyond 2023, given their cap situation and Slay's age. As a result, they chose to re-sign Bradbury instead, and will designate Slay as a post-June 1 cut. This means they will save about $18 million on the cap this year, but will take a $13 million dead money hit in 2024. Teams can designate 2 players for post-June 1 release. While losing Slay is a blow to the Eagles' secondary, the team is hoping to find depth at the cornerback position in the upcoming draft. They hold the no 15 overall pick and could use it to select one of the top-rated cornerbacks in this year's class. On the defensive line, the Eagles are keeping Cox, who has been a dominant force for the team over the past 11 seasons. Cox was the Eagles' first-round draft pick in 2012 and has been selected to the Pro Bowl 6 times in consecutive seasons from 2015 2015-20. Last season, he had 7 sacks, his most since 2018 when he had 10.5.